Broncos Country. Stand up because a seismic shift just shook the foundations of team headquarters that demands your immediate attention. We are witnessing a monumental pivot that entirely rewrites the narrative surrounding the destiny of this franchise. This is precisely the caliber of breakthrough capable of launching Denver directly into championship contention. Anyone expecting a silent winter is dead wrong because these revelations alter the organization's entire path forward. Trust me, this is not a solitary event but a cascade of explosive updates dropping all at once. Before we dive into the deep end, handle a quick request for me. Die-hard supporters of the colors should smash that thumbs up and drop a note predicting our dominant return in 2026. That action pushes this update to the masses, and we require every supporter to join this discussion. Okay, let us break down the storm of positive updates hitting the fan base because 7 days ago fear was rising. Doubts swirled regarding the quarterback's health, the coordinator's future, and the potential exodus of crucial assistants like Webb and Leonard. Jump to the present moment and the storm has broken, leaving nothing but blue skies above the stadium. We begin with the mastermind responsible for our defensive resurgence, the one and only Vance Joseph. To be frank, I expected disaster because half the league requested meetings that were clearly legitimate evaluations. Those were legitimate chances for promotion, yet every indicator now suggests he remains right here. Several insiders and beat reporters are independently verifying this exact outcome as we speak. Anyone watching the player interviews saw Cooper basically admit the truth before catching his own tongue. He called him the greatest coordinator ever and expressed joy about his return before stuttering through a retraction. That split second revealed everything, proving the league's top assistant is probably not going anywhere. This is massive news, so do not underestimate the magnitude of retaining such talent. Opposing stars have labeled this scheme the most intricate in the sport, despite playing for elite units themselves. Keeping him ensures stability and tactical brilliance remain in place, but let us discuss the reason he stayed. The other organizations did not reject him, but rather they acted out of sheer desperation. The logical destinations collapsed or lacked appeal considering one franchise has cycled through 5 leaders in 5 seasons. Places like that are career killers, and the other option is just as chaotic, but the impact goes further. Recall the rumors suggesting those 2 assistants would depart together as a unified pair? The theory was Leonard following Webb anywhere, but now that duo seems destined to remain right here. Buffalo is eyeing Leonard for a defensive role, however their top leadership position is currently occupied. Webb remains available, meaning there is a high chance both return to maintain our elite coaching chemistry. The situation has completely flipped from the catastrophic predictions circulating only a few days prior. We must shift focus immediately to the organization's most critical asset under center. As news broke regarding his ankle surgery, social media erupted with terrifying theories about a 6-month absence. Fans worried about missed summer practices or if the squad would have to accelerate a rookie's preparation. Fear was taking over until the head coach and surgeons clarified the reality is actually quite positive. He should return to action in May because this procedure was not a disastrous re-injury event. Doctors operating found the root cause was actually old damage and lingering debris from the past. Fixing this was inevitable, regardless of whether it popped during a match or a simple warm-up run. The repair is complete, and he is already zooming around headquarters on his mobility device. The coach actually trekked to a remote wing of the complex just to locate him moving about. His drive is relentless, and as his teammate noted, this setback will only power his winter training. Such intensity is perfect for a leader, and another massive update involves the end of financial restrictions. Reporters asked the coach bluntly if escaping those old salary anchors alters their construction strategy. His answer included a flawless comparison to explain the new reality. Picture renovating a home with $50,000 versus $200,000 because that is our new world. The organization finally has significant capital and the coach knows how to leverage that buying power. When pressed about his priorities, the leader gave a straight answer targeting the ground attack. This massive clue uncovers the team's tactical roadmap for the break. When scanning the horizon for acquisitions, 2 titans emerge from the mist, Kenneth Walker and Breece Hall. Both are elite dynamos. Walker's lateral agility is absolute magic. His versatility to slash through lanes and his soft hands would be a fantasy in Sean Payton's scheme. He dragged that Michigan State squad to glory alone, and they collapsed without him. The guy changes outcomes. Shift your gaze to Breece Hall, a predator who waits for his gap before exploding. He has been fighting an uphill war in New York. Yet his raw skill demands respect. Imagine him flourishing with Payton's guidance, shoulder to shoulder with Bo Nix. When Denver knocks with a serious paycheck, these warriors will open the door, particularly when the options are rivals like the Chiefs, whose ownership stands on shaky ground and stadium future hangs in limbo, or the Chargers, who just bled vital coaching genius. Denver represents stability. Denver represents hunger. Denver is locked and loaded to win today. While that backfield evolution simmers in your mind, let's explore why this offseason might mark the definitive pivot back to supremacy. It goes beyond the roster sheet. We are talking tactical brilliance, locker room DNA, and perfect synchronization. George Payton's front office has tunnel vision on the prize, and Sean is playing chess while the rest of the league is still learning the rules. Let's dissect the magnetism of this city. We aren't merely discussing salary caps or sunny skies. This is about world-class foundations, command presence, and a premium allure. George Payton voiced it loud and clear. He called this brotherhood one of the most unified he has witnessed in his professional life. That bond is not a fluke. It is engineered with intent, and Sean Payton is the master architect of that construct. Countless voices from the field to the office highlight the unique vibe here, constantly echoing the word culture. If you want a magnet for stars, try this. The franchise is destined to unveil the absolute premier training complex in the National Football League. This isn't rumor mill chatter. It is a directive from the summit. Payton warned us to brace for the media's reaction to the new digs. With the deepest pockets in the sporting world and one of the planet's wealthiest women, Carrie Walton Penner, mingling with the squad post-game, creates an atmosphere that elevates this organization above the fray. We aren't merely assembling a roster. We are forging a legacy, a lifestyle, a juggernaut. Keep in mind, we are stepping into an era where our wallet finally matches our ambition. The ghost of dead cap is exorcised. Massive capital is sitting there, and the only question remaining is the target of the investment. Management understands the precise blueprint needed for a championship chase. Wager that every cent will target instant, explosive results. Shift focus to the seismic waves caused by Bo Nix stepping back into the fray. As his recovery hits the mark and a May comeback solidifies, the belief within those walls is thick enough to cut. Recovering your field general is one thing. The magnetic pull his return exerts on recruitment is another beast entirely. George Payton laid it out plainly. Top-tier signal callers summon top-tier mercenaries. Recall the Peyton Manning effect upon his arrival. Even with the front office in flux back then, veterans queued up just to share the field with the legend. Sean is convinced Bo Nix wields that same gravity. Talanoa Hufanga already admitted that influence played a role in his decision to wear orange. That sentiment existed before the world witnessed Bo's true ceiling. The time for speculation is over. We see the truth, and the open market sees it too. The sales pitch writes itself. Join the Denver ranks. Fight for a title in a state-of-the-art fortress, within a culture of ironclad trust, and suit up with the league's brightest young star. As the Broncos gather steam, the rest of the AFC West is tripping over its own feet. The Bolts have hemorrhaged critical intellect. We will explore that disaster later, but the damage is tangible. Kansas City is wrestling with internal storms and boardroom doubts. Rumors are swirling that their home turf might cross state lines. That is the type of noise no athlete wants ringing in their ears. Denver, conversely, stands as the ascending titan flush with cash, united in spirit, and steered by a proven conqueror. When Sean declared we flip the board and begin anew, he wasn't hinting at a teardown. He was describing a strategic reload. We aren't interested in crawling into the postseason. The goal is total domination across every facet of play. Securing a lethal weapon like Walker or Hall turns this attack into a nightmare. Instantly, every opposing linebacker hesitates for that fatal split second. Safeties are forced to creep forward, opening vast killing fields for Bo Nix. That cascade transforms a solid squad into a legend. We must also give weight to Payton's insights regarding the interrogation phase. He insists it is unjust forcing coaches to hunt for jobs in the heat of a title chase. That instinct to shield his team shows exactly why they stand by him: loyalty, command, and a shared destiny. This is the blueprint for glory. Picture the scene. It is opening week, 2026. Bo Nix is back at full power, helming a squad with a lethal ground game. Vance Joseph remains controlling the bench eight, defense with his men.